Next we have properties of the colloids. These are we are going to study about the properties of colloids. First of all, colligative properties. So in the I want to repeat it here that in chapter 2 of your course, which was your solution, you had studied about the colligative properties. Colligative properties are those properties which depend upon the amount of substance, or you can say the weight of the substance, not on the type of substance. Okay, so the colligative properties are those substances which depend on the amount of a substance. So colloidal particles being bigger aggregates, the number of particles in the colloidal solution is comparatively small as compared to a true solution. Okay, because as the size of the colloidal particles is large, so it is obvious that the number of the colloidal particles will be less as compared to the true solution, because in case of true solution the size of the substances is very small. Okay, so hence the values of the colligative properties like your osmotic pressure and lowering relative lowering in the vapor pressure and depression in freezing point, elevation in boiling point are of smaller order as compared to the values shown by the true solution at the same concentration. Okay, because the number will be less. Okay, so the number of the particles will be less, so that is why the colligative properties will have lesser value as compared to the true solution in case of colloids. Okay, so the colligative properties values in case of colloidal solution will be less than the true solution in case of colloids. Next is your Tyndall effect. Okay, so if a homogeneous solution is placed in dark, is observed in the direction of light, it appears clear, and if it is observed from a direction at right angles to the direction of light beam, it appears perfectly dark. Colloidal solutions viewed in the same way may also appear reasonably clear or translucent by the transmitted light, but they show a mild opaqueness when viewed at right angles to the passage of light. That is, the path of the beam is illuminated by a bluish light. This effect was first of all observed by Faraday and later studied by studied in detail by Tyndall, and that is why it is known as the Tyndall effect. Okay, and the bright cone which is appeared in this Tyndall effect is known as your Tyndall cone. Okay, next we are going to study about the Brownian movement. This is important topic in case of the properties of colloids. So basically students, Brownian movement is the zigzag movement of the colloidal particles when the colloidal solutions are viewed under a powerful ultra microscope. Then in that case the colloidal particles appear to be in the state of continuous zigzag motion all over the field, which was studied by the Robert Brown, and that is why it is known as Brownian movement. Next we have a charge on the colloidal particles. So the colloidal particles always carry an electric charge on it. The nature of this charge can be same on all the particles in a given colloidal solution, and maybe either it can be positive or it can be negative, but it will be same on every particles. Next is your electrophoresis. So the existence of charge on the colloidal particles is confirmed by this electrophoresis experiment. When electric potential is applied across the two platinum electrodes dipping in a colloidal solution, the colloidal particles move towards one another, towards one or the other electrode, and the movement of the colloidal particles under an applied electric potential is called electrophoresis. Okay, so this movement is known as your electrophoresis. So these are the properties of your colloids. The colligative properties will be less than the true solution because of the lesser number of the particles. Okay, so in case of colloids the colligative properties have lesser value as compared to the true solution because the particles of the colligative properties are less as compared to true solution, then it shows Tyndall effect. And next is your Brownian movement. So Brownian movement is the zigzag motion of the colloidal particles, and charge on the colloidal particles means the colloidal particles have charge on it, but the charge is same. It can be negative or positive, but all the particles in the present in one colloid will have the same charge on it. And next is your electrophoresis, which is developed due to the charge present on the colloidal particles.